The story starts with the heroes trailing the high cliffs, then two dwarves landed in front of them and started to threaten them. Both of them run away afterwards and Orphen chases them leaving his bag behind. It turns out the two has a massive debt with the hero and he is planning to punish them. Orphen throws them far away then concentrates his magic into his hand, now releasing a sword of light towards the heavens giving the two a lesson not to cross him. Soon after, they finally arrive at the Reggie-Bon hot spring town, and local people are offering the tourists their accommodations of their fine establishments. A girl named Clam was approached by a spa owner and complimented the girl if she's a noble. He also thinks that the boy she was with is her noble brother. But when it comes to Orphen, he got scared and just ran away. Orphen says, "Do I look like a guy with no money? Is that why he ran?" Clam is worried that they don't have that much money, so where will they stay? Then a girl with a sign offers them if they want an affordable inn to stay. Their friend named Magic says they just lost their bag with all their money in it. But the girl is nice, she says if it's not trouble for you to help around in our hotel, you can all stay there for free. Everyone is in shock hearing that, and the main character is absolutely happy. Then she introduces herself as Eris. Soon later, they arrive at the said hotel, and sees a miniature replica of the whole region on the table. Eris explains right away about their sleeping arrangements. Clam will stay in the girls' room, while the boys can sleep in the tent at the backyard. She also warns them to be extra careful, because tourists are going missing in this town as well. Clam is just shocked hearing that. The girl also tells them about some archaeologists who come to stay with them yesterday, but they both gone out to the forest to investigate something they say. Orphen seems to know what they were looking, it must be the celestial clan she's talking about. They are also known as eccentric dragons Norner, they are the smartest dragon clan legend has it. After a while, they've been arguing that they have to do free labor just because Orphen lost his bag with their money in it. The hero gets mad, then says that he will look for those thieves who took it and punish them and Clam goes with him leaving the boy to do all the chores. At a big mansion there's this rich man named Lots, who is frustrated that he doesn't own half of the hot spring hotels in the region, so he orders his lackeys to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Later, Orphen and Magic hears the girl screaming. So both of them rush to go there only to see Clam on her towels, and she threw a bucket to the hero. Next, the girl says there's definitely something wrong with the spring here. Of course they ask the innkeeper what's wrong with the springs, and she replies the spring has been dried up 100 years ago. Then everybody in town just starts putting color and adding spices to the hot water. In other words, you're just scamming people, Orphen says. But Eris doesn't really care if they have customers or not, people just don't have anywhere else to go other than here. Orphen is mad, and says that they will leave at daybreak. Night comes and the hero can't sleep, he then uses his magic power to make him float and flies away. He's still mad about this hot spring town that doesn't have any hot springs in it. Next he hears footsteps nearby, and sees two hoodlums doing suspicious things. They are actually pouring gasoline to the hotel, and planning to burn the place. But the hero bravely faces them and then chases after them into the woods. The criminals had enough of the running and tries to attack the chasing hero. Unlucky for them, Orphen is a veteran fighter and easily knocks the both of them to the ground. But the fire still happens, and the hero is baffled on how is it possible. Back at the hotel, Orphen uses his magic to extinguish the spreading fire and successfully did it. His two friends arrive wondering what happened, and he explains someone is committing arson to this hotel. Eris then appears and says it must be Lots who orders this, he's the one in charge of this area. She added, the man is forcing them to join their organization, but both mother and her refuses to do so, after that they are also been threatened. The next morning, inside the house they see someone is lying unconscious on the ground. It is Dorton covered in dirt, and he seems into some kind of trouble. Orphen shouts at him to wake up, so that he could tell him where he put his bag that they stole. But the boy just became hysterical, he says his brother Vulcan is now dead. Later, Dorton tells them exactly what happened, and that an ape-looking creature attacked them out of nowhere. Clam recalls that Eris did warn them about tourists going missing in this area. Orphen now has a plan of paying the owner, that's why he goes to the forest along with Dorton to find their bag with their money in it. The boy is still worried that the authorities do warn people around, that there's a ferocious carnivores lurking in the forest. The hero notices some sort of a footprint on the ground, then Dorton asks what is it. Now appears a hand from underneath it, grabbing Orphen's arm and not letting go. The hero is about to use his magic spell, but the hand squeezes him tight, now cutting the hero's arm. The monster then reveals itself by jumping towards the tree branch, and taking Orphen's hand with it. The hero uses his magic sword of light to the enemy, but surprisingly, the monkey used a magic too, dissipating his attack into thin air. Orphen uses another powerful spell, in which this time, it finally put an end to the wild beast. He approaches the remains of the enemy, and wonders how on earth that a monkey could use magic runes like that. Then Orphen reattached his arm again as if nothing happens. He assumes that this monkey is used to be a slave that was created by the celestial clans. Orphen continues venturing the deep forest, and enters a mysterious cave. Inside, countless of ferocious monkeys from before started charging towards them, and the hero immediately uses a powerful spell to fight them all. He burns all the monkey demons and successfully getting rid of them. But that's not all. Dorton notices more of the enemies all around, as Orphen uses another spell to teleport them, and somehow they manage to escape for now. Next, everyone seems to have been teleported by the 3D table into a strange room, and Magic is just baffled on what's going on. The Dawn says that this used to be the execution ground for the Celestials. Clayam now understands that the table is a teleportation device used by the ancient people. The Dawn says that my son also used this device to sneak off behind my back, to go and see the girl Sheena. Also nearby, they notice that Eris is there but she's unconscious. Clayam inspects her and tells everyone that she's still alive, then out of the dark is her mother. She did warn them that they should have been gone a long time ago, now releasing all the ferocious monkeys behind her and starts to attack them. Clayom's mystical cat, however, releases its ability that destroys all the monkey demons in an instant. Orphen, on the other hand, meets up with the two archaeologists that have been lost in the forest. They say that they will guide the hero to the teleportation device. But all effort is in vain. Sheena defeated both Clayam and Magic, and she also kills the Dawn. Eris asks what is she doing, in which she replies that this is the time that you should know everything. And then the Dawn's body is magically carried inside the blue chamber. The membrane-like creature eats the Dawn, and the sight of this terrifies Eris greatly. Her mother explains that this is a resurrection device that transforms all tragedies. She also tells a story about 20 years ago, she fell in love with the Dawn's son. But his father is very against it, so he sent his own son to this historical knowing it's dangerous. Sheena follows his tracks, and then found his remains mutated into something else. The Celestials used this device to resurrect the criminals, but you must sacrifice many people, in order for it to revive someone again. Eris now knows that it's her mother's doing on why all those tourists has gone missing. The mother also explains that this device can also clone oneself. Which means Eris is not her daughter but only her clone, and the girl is just devastated hearing that. Orphen, in perfect timing, saves Eris by using his magic sword of light towards all the demon monkeys. The hero then informs the old woman that the resurrection device is an evil machine to trick the people of executing the criminals, and then reviving them here afterwards, so it must be destroyed. But it's too late for them, as the monster inside the chamber frees itself and consumes the mother and daughter nearby. Luckily, Eris uses the sword her mother is holding, and Orphen quickly comes to her aid. The cave finally gives in as everyone heads to the teleportation device. After the celestial cave story, the heroes are in another town where Clayam is having an ice cream to relax. Then she heard of someone in distress, so she decided to investigate it. At the back of the building, she saw some thugs just beat a person on the ground. She then bravely tells them to stop what they're doing to the fella, and a man named Ed asks her what does she want. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.